Here we are at the auto fair. She's super excited. I didn't bring much. Why are you smiling now? There she is in the 8 a.m. car. Sunday morning, and here's the auto fair tally. I didn't sell none of that stuff. I made $100 and spent $90. So I probably shouldn't go into business doing this, be my guess. And as long as we're back here, yes, the 55 still exists, and the Firebird still exists. BMW update? There is none. I'm here this weekend, and the young man has to do something else. What I was working on is the exhaust manifold on the driver's side. I may do that because it needs done, and got to do something on that thing. But I think the big project for today will be I got to do some stuff on this. I got to remove some of this wiring harness and get the exhaust off it and get the gas tank that's in it out. I got to unbolt that cross member for the transmission. And we'll see how far we get. But I might go ahead and pull the transmission off this and the exhaust manifolds and so on. Because that thing's getting a cam, which means the head's got to come off it and everything. I got to order a different oil pan that has an 8.5 quart pan. That ain't going to fit in there. I was going to try it, but I did some reading up on it, and they say she just won't go. So there's that. All right, let me see if I can find some coffee. And I probably should clean my workbench off because it's getting where I can't find my tools. And we'll go from there. Alright, I'm back. I got some coffee. It's time to clean this mess up. Good grannies. You know what drives me crazy? Losing tools. I used that the other day and I cannot find it. The most used ones. Let me show you something else. I got that 78 Chevy truck out there. I ought to show you that. Brand new Optima battery, dead as a hammer. 0.4 volts. He had a trickle charger on it and it wouldn't charge, so I'm trying this. The little charger just said error when I tried to hook it up directly, so I put it on a good battery with some jumper cables over to this one. And I think it'll take a charge. I've done that before. So, might be a trick for some of y'all if you got one of them fancy batteries. Which, by the way, I don't think is worth the money. It's amazing to me how I lose stuff. Somewhere I had this really neat deal to siphon gas. It's got a little squeeze bulb. You don't have to get gas in your mouth. It's great. But do you think I can find it anywhere? Heck no. I found Whalen Wire shocks. They took off a 63 Impala. I found all kind of stuff, but I ain't found that. And I just had it a couple of weeks ago. Frustrating. Ha! I just found it. It's right here. All right. One of you must have prayed for me. Alright, I'm going to be looking for the camera next, so I'm going to set it right there. That thing, junk. I've used it once or twice, worked okay, don't work no more. So, I found an old Holly. I'm not sure if it's blue or red, but it works. And I rigged it up to the auxiliary battery I should have put in the Mercedes about a year ago. And that's how I'm getting the gas out of it. and it's working pretty well. So that's how I'm gonna do it. Seems like everything I touch today is a fight. Well, I thought there was more than that in it, but I only got about 7 gallons. That's okay, we'll put that in the 78 and run it. Alright, the gas is out of it. I'm going under. I'm going to pull the exhaust off. I got it jacked up. Wouldn't it be nice to use the lift? In fact, I was just talking to the young man about that. Anyway, I'm going to go under, cut the exhaust off, and get the fuel tank out from under it. And then I got to remove at least some portion of these fuel lines. Anyway, we'll see how she goes here. I might get the new tank in it. I might not. Wish them ducks would start laying some eggs. I want to eat a duck egg. How about y'all? Alright. It's a little bit of a struggle to get all that stuff out. That's the little shield for the converter. We won't be needing that. Gas tank's out. Clearly. Alright, my card filled up. I had to delete some stuff. I can't remember what I was saying, but I'm sure it was intelligent. That's fuel tank out of it. I'm gonna go get the new fuel tank and see about installing it. We don't need that converter. We don't need this shield. I'm gonna take some of that stuff out to the scrap pile. Alright, the fuel tank's out of the brackets. Still has a couple gallons in it probably. We'll dump that out. Need to get that off. I'd be needing that. And then we've got to bolt in the new filler neck and the fuel pump and the sender, and probably add some wires and what have you. So there's all that. So I'm going to take it over to the workbench and cipher it out and put it together. Alright. This sending unit only goes in one orientation. So I would advise you figuring out what that is and marking it. I thought I had it right, as you can see by my marks there, but it ain't right. So mark it before you put your gasket goop on everything and get it all over your fingers. You know, your wife might not like that later. There, I followed the directions closely and have the fuel pump assembled. And then it just goes in there like so. Yeah, just like that. I guess I'll need both hands. Also got to put the gasket on. Now I got to see if I got enough fittings here to run some fuel line out of this thing. Probably ought to see how I'm going to do it. I'll have to extend the wires for the fuel sender, I feel like. That's no big deal. Alright, let me go, and I need to extend the wires for the fuel pump also. So let me go see what I got. Well, I'm digging through my stuff here. Of course I ain't got nothing. I'm thinking I'm going to plug this return line and not use it, because the car does not have a return line on it. The Caprice didn't. It's just a feed line. That's what I'm thinking. Let me know if that's a dumb idea. On the 57, I use that Corvette style with the return line. It's supposed to keep the pressure at 58 pounds, I think. Alright, my card filled up. So, I'm thinking I'm going to plug the return line, not use it. Just use feed from the fuel pump. I need to be sure about that, though, because I don't want to drop the tank to change it. And I can't put the tank in anyway because I don't have a fitting. It's 1/4 inch pipe thread right there. I don't have one in my extra parts stash here, so I can't put it in. That's okay, there's plenty of other stuff to do here. I got the exhaust out. I need to undo that cross member so it's movable. And I need to take some of these wires out and get the speedometer cable out. And what else? Well, as soon as I think of it, I'll let you know.